Good evening. Hey everyone. How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. Ooh, I'm a little jittery here. Hopefully this catches up okay. Sure that's not going to be a problem going forward. Okay. Oh, okay. It seems to be working alright for now. Sorry about that. Let's try it. Let's try to get back. Oh. Nice. Nice. Interesting. Okay, that's... Face camera is really laggy. Is that showing up laggy for you, or is it just on my monitor? I cannot. While I'm getting set up. Stuff. Oh, there's like a 2-second delay there. That's weird. Alright. Let me mess with this. I'm gonna disappear for a second. I think. Poof. Gone. Okay. Horse is doing okay. Alright. By the way, this is my new horse. This is that horse that we kind of may have sort of stolen last game when we got back from Guarma. And we don't have a name for her. I think it's a her. I'll double check. Here we go. Camera's back. Back. Bunch of things resetting. Okay. Okay. Mouse or moose? Mouse or moose? Let me see. She's a girl. She's a warhorse. Hungarian half-breed. Piebald Tobiano pattern. Coat. Moose or mouse? Those are 3 different things. What do we think? I might go with moose like the dessert. I like that. Since we've been really doing food. We've been really going food. So I think I'm going to go with moose. That's a good one. Like it. Is it 2 S's? Yeah, moose. Let's get her a nice horse carrot. She's feeling nice and pampered. Alright, cool. So... Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get started doing stuff. We're in Valentine, for whatever reason. I was out, I was doing some hunting in between streams and stuff like that, so... Wandering through here. Upgrading my guns and stuff like that. Which I changed around a little bit. I'm back to the sawed-off. I actually like having different shotgun ammo available, but... A cat.
Hey there, kitty.
So yeah. Anyway, so how are things going? I've been, I had a good short week this week. I'm done for the week so far, so that's nice. Hey Kevin, how you doing? So I'm done for the week already. Don't have any classes or anything tomorrow. We got things all set up for next week, and I'm actually pretty much on a roll as far as the semester's going in. I'm pleased to say, I'm a little bit surprised. It's going not well, but it's going much better than I had any reason to suspect. So I have a lot of complaints, but they're all manageable, which, you know, I can't ask for much better given the circumstances. So that's all right. He's doing all right. Also, Arthur has mail.
How do you do?
Let's see what this is about. Oh, right. Second invitation from Air Lemieux. Oh, man. It's been a long time because we were on an island for a couple of weeks. Okay, Kylie says she has a discussion post she has to finish tonight, so she might not be active. She'll be here. Good. Yeah, do your homework. That's good. Yeah, I just set up the discussion board post for my other class.
Here ain't the same way.
I'll just collect all.
Fella came through here and, well,
Left with everything I got. The nerve on some people.
Shame. That's okay. All right, let's go check that mail. This one. What's it? Can't read that. Monsieur Kilgore. I could not have wished for better fruits from our unconventional partnership. Works hanging in our gallery are quite rightly authenticated, and that grubby little man from New Haven has acquired some humility. Excellent. I do hope you might be willing to work with me again. Many men of more secure positions than yours would do desperate things to be in the good graces of the mayor, and to use an Americanism, I feel I still have some chips to cash. I trust you understand my meaning. As before, come to the back of the mayoral residence one night, and Jean-Marc will let you in. Thank you, your friend Henri Lemieux. Neat. That's for democracy class. That like, okay, so is this a so is this like theory, or is this like political science? Because those are very different things in my experience, as far as I know. Because I was a very, very short amount of time a political science major until I realized that it was, you know, science. It was very statistical and very not very theoretical. It wasn't very theory. From Theodore Levin. This is the guy who we were helping write the book about Old Boy Calloway. Mr. Kilgore, I very much doubt you read the literary pages, but the story of Boy Calloway's final adventure has been quite a sensation. The Wild West may have been tamed. I can't read. The appetite for tales of it has not. The book, of course, is terrible, utter tripe, a saccharine hagiography of a horrible man, but it is selling like hotcakes, and the best thing about writing about saints is that they're dead. Thank the good Lord. A wise man once told me the joy of gunslinging was that it's win-win. You get freedom or glory. Calloway can have the freedom, I'll take the glory, and you can have the satisfaction of knowing the truth behind a famous lie, or maybe Calloway has the glory and I have the freedom, I can't quite decide. Either way, he's dead. Thank you again, good Lord, and half of the proceeds of this nonsense's dissemination are yours. Wonderful. Political science, Kylie says. Okay, the discussion question asks if ancient Athens was a true democracy, so it should be interesting. It should. And again, this depends on our definitions in large part. True democracy is a very slippery term. Experience. I would have to, I mean, just from an historical standpoint, I'd really have to say yes, because Athens quite literally invented the concept of democracy, so they kind of, my argument would be that they kind of have priority in sort of naming rights. If we're going to decide what we should call democracy, let's be realistic. We should probably go with what Athens has to say. I can point you to some really good further reading on the subject, not to draw you away from the stream, but I shared a great part one of a great documentary series. I cannot remember what it was called. It was a BBC documentary series on theater and democracy in ancient Athens. Kevin says we have those pottery makers to thank. For democracy? Yeah, kind of. Funny story about Athenian democracy and pottery. So you're familiar with the concept of ostracism, presumably. This is to kind of like push somebody away from society, not allow them to participate or that kind of thing, right? This used to be a formal political practice in ancient Athens. How this was done was every so often, I forget exactly how often, it was at least once or twice a year, they would hold a... Oh, hey. Remind me about ostracism in case I forget, but I want to talk to this guy first. This guy's always fun. The soothsayer's always blind man. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
How's my mustache, but... Yeah. Mustache is good.
Bad news awaits you, sir. Sadly, sooner than you think.
Oh, yeah.
But beyond the news, paradise awaits. paradise.
Sure.
Oh no, I know exactly what he's talking about. Man, that's oh jeez, that's yeah, okay.
Yep.
We'll see what he's talking about. Yeah, Kylie, I would text you, but that would also involve me removing my hands from the controls for an extended period of time. Check out my Facebook page, the Professor McCoy page. I shared it Monday. I think it was Monday. It was a documentary on ancient Athens and the relationship between theater and democracy. Really, really well done from the BBC. So ostracism. Thank you, Kevin. So the practice of ostracism in ancient Athens. The idea was that some people are a nuisance to society. People like Socrates, for example. But these people who are a nuisance to society, one of the reasons that you could be seen as a nuisance to society is if you were accumulating too much political power, or accumulating too much wealth, or accumulating too much of any given thing, and people decided that they've had just about enough of you. So what they did was every so often, like I said, I think it was once or twice a year, they would hold what amounted to an election, where people would write the name of someone they didn't like, or someone they wanted exiled for a year, on a shard of pottery, a broken pottery shard. And these would be collected, they would be put together, and the winner of the election was exiled for 1 calendar year. This was to basically to prevent people from getting too big for their togas, so to speak. Ooh, let's shoot some O'Driscolls. But yeah, this was a really common practice that lasted for, as far as I know, at least a couple of centuries. And again, it was entirely for the purpose of maintaining something like social cohesion in the face of certain elements of society becoming either too successful or just generally becoming annoying. And it was used essentially to as a way of maintaining democracy, because without this, people would gain too much power, and that would annoy people, you know.
What's an order to an orderer is the order ain't sure that order being followed. You get me?
Where are the bastards?
Like if a bear falls in the woods, there ain't no one there to see it, or like if there's some fellas in the woods and they've been drinking. Damn nation!
That'll work.
We gotta hold this land for call.
Oh.
Shit!
So Kevin says, I'm definitely a teacher. I misspelt it to clown. You expertly parried the attempted humor. Yeah, I'm to the point where I have so many students doing that sort of thing that I just don't even notice the attempted clown. I just assumed that you misspelled it. Now I realize what you were up to, but at the time, nope.
This is gonna be rigged.
Got him.
Only they've been friendly.
All right. That's my Driscolls. But yeah, this was a really common practice in Athens, and this was, again, this was seen as essential to their democracy because the whole point of this part of the political process was as a kind of check on power, but also just sort of became a vehicle for envy. So if people were not ostracized for political power, sometimes they were just ostracized for accumulation of wealth. So it became, it gained basically all of the positive and negative traits of, our democracy. You get the checks and balances to an extent, in a way, right? But then you also get the weaponization of democracy for the purpose of screwing some guy that you don't like. So it, it really is I would argue pretty much a prototype of modern democracy, or at least forms the basis for modern democracy. Which, I mean, if you read early democratic theorists, yes, they are basing things heavily off of Athens, but to an extent also on the Roman Republic, and to a disturbing extent on Empire. That's a separate issue. But yeah, I highly, like I said, I highly recommend the documentary because, again, it speaks to some other elements that I think that at least they argue were essential for Athenian democracy. So not just ostracism, like pottery shards, that sort of thing. Which I think that the word ostracism comes from something like clay pottery. Forget what the word is, but MD. Who's MD? HL. You. Ooh, okay, we gotta go up here. Yeah, let's go this. Marco Dragic. This is the guy with the robot. Or not the robot, the remote control boat, remember?
There, girl. Hey, mister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin says, screwing some guy you don't like sounds pretty Athenian. Yeah, it doesn't really get much more Athenian than politics weaponized for the purpose of petty envy. I mean, maybe it does get more Athenian, but you'd need something like incredible hubris.
Hey there, mister.
Incredible, unbelievable hubris. That's the other kind of definitive trait of Athens. Thinking that they are the best thing that has ever and will ever happen to the world.
Remember you.
Sell
Passed
some
through
stuff.
here some time ago, huh?
Nice. I'm gonna keep the Reutlinger because I have enough money. Jeez, I have $4,000.
Been a while since you were through here.
As an adjunct professor, having something like $4,000 in my pocket is just an alien sensation. So really, this is one of those little wish fulfillment parts of video gaming. Okay.
Remember you. Passed through here sometime. Okay, girl.
Also, we have digital currency now, but well. Yeah. I also, if you're looking more, Kylie, also, if you're looking at my stuff in particular, a couple of videos that I have on Socrates are actually pretty relevant. The troll one, if you saw that one yet, that actually has a lot to do with Athenian democracy and sort of the trouble with their political processes, and, Socrates' role in it. And then also my videos on the decline, how Plato describes the decline of the just city, ultimately into tyranny, where he says that democracy is essentially the last step before political tyranny. So that's something to look for. Something definitely.
Easy, girl.
But yeah, if you're looking for something that actually, professionally and well done, yeah, check out the
Girl.
check out the documentary. Kevin says, I remember one time in my life I had $3,000 in my wallet. It was pretty cool and really brief. Yeah, that sounds almost unsettling. Like, I wouldn't want carrying that much cash on me. In fact, I usually don't carry much cash, but right before the pandemic hit, I happened to withdraw a good amount of cash, like more than I usually carry, and I usually carry like $10. So for me, the amount I have, which I'm not going to share, it's not like exorbitant. It's still double digits, but it's way more than I'm used to. It is unsettling to me having this amount of cash, and because everything has been shut down, I haven't been basically not paying cash this whole time. So it's just been in my wallet. Oh, that's not good. Don't do this to me. No wolves. Shotgun. At least says I'll have that someday. Talking about $3,000.
Easy, girl. Stay there.
Oh, Jesus. That's not good. Okay. Sorry, Moose. Erica says the truth. Having more than $0 in my wallet is scary. I just give all my money to Vince because I will buy things. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kevin says I like to have a few $100s in cash as an emergency measure because you never know. Yes, but not on my person. I'm not a fan of carrying large amounts of cash on my person. Not my favorite thing to do. Yeah, having some cash around just in case is always a good idea. Oh no, I have to put it down. Wherever it is. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
Easy, easy.
Okay. I don't know if you guys heard the whining. It's Kevin says y'all are in Florida though. I'd be scared too. Just of Florida in general. You know, that's justified. It's justified. So.
Come on.
Kylie says payday is awesome. It's simultaneously dangerous for me because the overwhelming urge to go on an Amazon shopping spree. You will eventually learn impulse control. Probably by necessity at some day. Someday. Oh, yes. Erica says it makes me want to buy things off my Steam wish list. Yeah, that too. Just got a notification that Greedfall is 50% off, but 50% off is still $25. And I'm just like, I can wait. Kevin has heard too many things about the fabled Florida Man. Yes, and they are all true. Florida Man is our favorite cryptid. But yeah, I've been wanting to pick up Greedfall for a good long time, but I'm waiting for it to be on a better sale than 50% off, which is silly, I guess. But I still don't want to pay $25. I don't know. It still feels like a lot. Anyway, but yeah, so I can continue talking about Athenian democracy as well, especially whether they would qualify as a democracy and in what sense. There are obviously the problems with the very non-universal franchise. So again, the Athenian democracy was very much was a household-based voting, right? So the head of the household would cast the vote for the household, and that meant that you had to be the not just a male landowner, but the oldest male landowner, the owner of any given property. So let's see what this.
Is anybody here? Hello?
If you are here to rob me, I wish to make clear that I have weapons that could liquefy each of your internal organs in turn and leave you just a puddle on the floor.
Professor, I ain't here to rob you. It's me. I helped you at the pond.
You did? Oh, You did. The buffoon. Hello.
Yeah, it's thinner Gru.
I hope
Yes.
I'm not disturbing you.
Of course you are disturbing me, buddy. I almost solved biggest problem and you mess it up.
Did?
No, but I did. I can't get the bloody conductor straight. What? Well, it is the geometry of life, the grand theory of power. It's the grand theory of theories. There is just one more big problem. Maybe I solve it, but I can't get it right.
I don't understand.
Of course you don't. Help me adjust these things and I will show you what I mean. Here, take these.
Whoa, well, I'm not much of a scientist.
Well, you are an American. Science is far beyond you, but you make a fine buffoon. Go.
You have the detector in your hand. The filament flashes when it points at the locations for conductors. Follow flashes up in hills and plant conductor rods where filament goes solid. When all three conductors in place, lightning strikes the rod, and we harness power of nature to make light.
So, yeah, so he's vaguely Eastern European, and that means that he's a mad scientist, obviously.
The position for the second conductor.
Yes. So, yes, Eastern European mad scientist, vaguely Tesla-ish, I guess. He has a giant super Tesla coil right there, which we're gonna climb up, so that'll be fun. And he's trying to harness the power of life. Doing Frankenstein-y stuff, basically. Not exactly, more or less. Direction. Oh, well, hi.
You're there! 2 down and 1 to go. And you're not dead. Yes. Life and death. The master equation that unlocks everything. We're so close now. Can you feel it? Hurry!
No, but
Whoa! That wasn't you, was it? Good, good.
I hear noise. That's not good. But yeah, let's. We will see what the heck he's. What exactly he's doing. Because it's not exactly just Frankenstein. He's not trying. I will. Well, you saw the blanket-covered thing on the rack inside. So we'll see what he's up to. He's certainly up to something.
History is ours. The momentous occasion. The mysteries of nature and life. Glorious day!
Wonderful!
I wish I ever went to school so I had a clue what was going on. What now?
Well, now, I become the second creature after God himself to bring life to this earth. Like this.
Creature's not the right word, but or maybe first
I'm
creature.
missing something.
to distinguish between creature and creator, but
the
you know,
switches.
it's fine.
The bloody switches. Okay. Climb up there and adjust them for me. Go quick, please.
Mm-hmm. Alright, this is fine. This is safe. Yeah, well, completely safe, obviously.
Damn it.
Let's just climb up the Tesla coil in the middle of a lightning storm, that's fine.
The switches are on a circuit. Flick one switch on the array, and another might go off. You want the 3 illuminations. So flick the switches till that is the outcome.
Just tell me, what goddamn one of these things to pull?
I am an invisible wave engineer, not an electrical technician. Okay?
You better hope I ain't fried up here.
Okay. Let's see. There we go.
It's working. It's working. Come down here, quick.
So, yes. Like I said, it is perfectly safe. I was not actually being sarcastic. I love how Tesla coils work. It's very, very cool. But, yeah. I'm reminded of the videos of the people who, like, stand in the middle of a Tesla coil with, like, wearing the chainmail suits. Things like that. Really neat.
Are you ready?
Sure. Second time lucky, eh?
Second time. More like 7,000. This is my life's work. It is incredible.
So it's not Frankenstein.
Watch.
That's probably good.
He lives! My son lives!
What is it?
It is life itself. The morons who doubted me. It is me and you. Isn't he wonderful?
Is that it?
For now. I am so happy. Oh, you just saw creation's second birth.
I just saw a machine waddle a few steps.
I have a son. I am the luckiest man alive. Those morons, they doubted me.
I'll see you later.
Yes, yes. Goodbye. Oh.
Yeah, Steampunk Frankenstein, basically. He didn't reanimate the dead, he just gave life to a robot, basically. For a moment. Yeah, and I get the impression that the implication there is that it was, in fact, given life in some way, to some extent. Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll try. Listen, chewing my nails is something I have had a problem with for a very long time. So the fact that I still have a problem with it is, I suppose, understandable, or perhaps not. What's up with this?
Hold up.
Huh. Interesting. Gotta draw it. Yeah, apparently Arthur was not very impressed by the animation of a robot. Go ahead, Rich. Alright. Let's see what's here. a stash. We got some money, not bad. Yeah, Arthur was not particularly impressed, but, you know, Arthur is not easily impressed by things. Even decently impressive things, because that's, you know, some weird science. And I mean, weird science, even in, like, the sort of Lovecraftian sense. Like, he's attempting to give life to a machine through electricity. Which, you know, however that could work. I have no idea. Hey, WizKid, how's it going? Good to hear from you. Yeah, it's not quite clear whether it is whether it's straightforward science or there is some magic involved. I don't know. It's a really tough call. Actually, let me just eat some meat. Arthur subsists on a diet of literally nothing but campfire grilled meat. Oh, you still need to fix your switching phone. Because I'm gonna take the shotgun out again, as I hear more wolves. It's not a wolf.
Hey, back up! Stay back!
Okay. There was a naked wolf man. Here we go. Alright, we're back. So there was a naked wolf man. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go and find him. May just have to do that another time. Yeah, grilled meats every day sounds nice, but I might want a side dish from now and again. Which I have, I just, you know, he hasn't gotten any. I haven't eaten in some time. That's not true, actually. I think I had, like, a can of beans or something last game. While we were starving and dying on the island. Here. Yes.
Easy now.
There we go. Rat. I wonder if those are good rat. Or not. Yeah, Arthur probably should have some veggies. Canned fruit. He has some bourbon. This is very clearly the wild man's cave. But it's a little strange that he's not here. I thought he would be here. He just ran off. Okay. Well, let's move on, I guess. Maybe we'll come back to find him eventually once we're moved in to our campsite up this way. Which is where I'm headed now to go talk to Dutch to move the camp. Sort of this vaguely general area. Yeah. Another point that because I've been actually talking quite a bit about sort of Athenian democracy the last week or two, this week especially in one of my classes, my honors class down at USF, because we just watched that documentary for class, in fact. And it was again, like I said, it was very good. We talked a lot about the socio-political interactions, and how the other elements of society that we ordinarily don't think of as political are made relevant to Athenian democracy. The biggest part of this is the sort of pre-modern conception of what politics means, and this is the Aristotelian conception primarily, but this is just generally the cultural consensus before the modern period. Is that, and I'm hoping to actually have a lecture on this at some point. Hoping to do a lecture about this at some point. Oh, WizKid wants to point out that beans are the magical fruit. They are indeed. That's funky. Neat. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do, like I said, I do want to do a lecture on this at some. What in the world is that? The bear. Okay. Alright, let's move on. But yeah, so, as I was saying, dude, like I said, I want to do a lecture on something like this, on a topic about this, soonish, at some point, on the difference between the ancient and the modern political questions. The ancient, or the sort of broader political question is, how should society be organized? Note the passive voice, because this is a question about the structure of society itself. And so, on this notion, everything was political in this sense. Right? Everything has to do with politics, insofar as politics just means everything. Adam, moving on along. Weird. Because politics encompassed all of society, right? Or everything having to do with, in its etymological root, the polis, or the city-state. And so everything was, in fact, political in this sense, but only because political didn't just have to do with rulership, or electoral politics, or governance, or anything like this. Politics was just, how does society work? It's over here. The guy over there.
You okay? You sick, partner?
It's in me. They're in me.
You're not well, friend.
Butcher's Creek. Butcher's Creek.
Where?
Butcher's Creek.
Is that where you're from?
Butcher's Creek.
You want me to take you back, or...
They're in me.
Come on, let me get you home.
Well, I'm gonna lose that elk pelt. That's okay.
Butcher's Creek.
Oh, it's this quest line. Okay. So it's not my intention to do this, but let's do it anyway. Anyway. But WizKid says that everything nowadays everything is political. It depends, again, what you mean by political. I would agree that more things are becoming political in the modern sense as well. But the modern sense of politics is much, much narrower than what Aristotle or Plato might have meant.
Butcher's Creek.
Here. In Breadville. So politics, in that sense, was just the life of the community. So yes, everything was political. But in the modern sense, politics only has to do with the proper use of violence in the organization of society. Hence, you know, Oppenheimer's distinction between the political and the economic means of organization, right?
Yeah, he seems
That sort of
calmer
thing.
now. I found him out in the
So it's
woods.
only to do with rulership per
Sweet
se.
mule,
Think of
such a
politics.
nice man, such a good man. Come here, come on, get up here, up here. Since the troubles began, he's not the same.
It's in me.
Why's he looking at me funny?
No, he's not well. It's the darkness. He said it's the darkness.
Who says it's the darkness?
Well, the village is. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for
Oh, okay.
Please, you're not well.
You got anything for
Given
me?
that Butcher's Crick wouldn't be Telermia, would it? I'm not sure exactly what that means. What do you set a reference to?
Obadiah Hinton, that's me.
It sounds familiar, but
Love and friendship and love. We're not a rich village, sir, but with love, rich. We thank you.
Okay.
okay. So that was part one of a quest line that we were apparently not starting yet, which is good because we'll have time for that later. All right. Head on up this way and head to where we're going. I could have just gone the straight way here instead of the weird roundabout way, but it didn't want to. Alright, let's get it going. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh no. I think I stepped on a chicken. Oh, Heart of Darkness. Okay. I'm gonna go get my elk pelt while I'm passing by. As well, right? The disease you contact from the blood of critters you're cleaning. Gotcha. No. No, Butcher's Crick is the name of the village.
Come on, girl.
That's the name of the little town there.
Yep.
No, there is something else going on with the whole disease thing about the darkness, right? But we'll find out. That is something that comes later, and again, it has to do with it's a more complicated plot than just there's a disease afflicting the. It's actually interesting. It's pretty well done. It's a pretty classic. It's a pretty classic Western story that I like, even in just this tiny little side quest, you know. But yeah. So I was saying, so WizKid, your explanation, right? So politics and life are one and the same because politics merely describes how society ought to organize itself. Yeah, more or less, right? Politics just is how ought society to be organized. And again, the passive voice there is critically important because it's not about organizing society. It's about, so in the verb sense, it's about the organization of society, right? The structure, the order, how society should look. Wait, oh, like Skyrim all over again, the killing a chicken thing and then getting attacked by the whole town? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was always a fun thing to convince someone to do. Is, hey, kill a chicken. You get money from it, or whatever. However you convince somebody to do it, or honestly, for that matter, Kakariko Village. WizKid, are you even old enough to get the reference of that version of Kakariko Village from Ocarina? Yeah. Anyway. I am going to stick to the road, because there's gators out here. It would be easy to take a shortcut, but it's time. So then, yeah, we're going to move the camp very shortly. Yeah, so, from Lakay up to right near Butcher's Creek. Yeah, so the modern political question, as I said, is more having to do with the use of what is the proper role or the proper role or application of violence in the organization of society. How should we organize society in terms of, how do we in fact put society together? Not a matter of what should society look like. The modern political question is much narrower. It's about how should we actually structure it, like actively change things, and what should be done and what should rulers do to do it. WizKid says it's about how it should be, not necessarily how it is. They're both about how it should be, but one of them's about how it should be, one of them's about how you get there. The important distinction is that society will never be how it's supposed to be because it's an ideal. And this is Plato's point in the Republic. Socrates says over and over and over and over again that the perfect society is impossible, and trying to obtain it would, of course, be missing the point and or courting disaster. Plato knew this specifically because he tried to create an ideal society in a Athenian colony, and it basically collapsed into civil war within a decade or two. Wizkid says, and actually, yeah, I almost said Kakariko too. Playing Breath of the Wild right now, and Cuckoo's in that version. Yeah. I figured that's a pretty constant.
D4, black to F5, white to G3, knight to F6, bishop to G2, black to G6, knight to F3, white to D4, black.
So that is, apparently, I found this out when I was looking this up, that is, he's running through what's called the Dutch defense.
Working it all out. Once and for all, Arthur.
What now?
Because of course
We're back, and I'm sitting here, and I am contemplating the great journey of the sun and considering a famous chess move. Those oily enactors of a mediocre justice, the Pinkertons, and their benefactor, the depressing millionaire Leviticus Cornwall, they want us, Arthur. They want us. And they are going to have us.
Maybe they ain't the problem.
Meaning?
I don't know. It's just, well, I can't help but feel we would have been better running off someplace else.
But the game ain't over, Arthur. I mean, I ain't played my final move, but
I guess I'm more interested in saving lives than winning at chess.
And maybe life ain't such a thing to cling on to so tightly.
No doubt. What about the women?
You sound like Hosea. I miss him.
I asked you a question.
What do you think?
We can't stay here. That much is obvious. Where are we gonna run to? I mean, they chased us from the west. They chased us over the mountains. They ran us into the sea.
Arthur, do you have my back?
Always, Dutch. But there's more than your back to worry about. We need more money. We've been on the run for months now, and I seen you killing folk in cold blood like you always told me not to, and I'm sorry, but I can't help but think that if we
There is country in Roanoke Ridge past Butcher Creek I believe we could hold.
Okay.
You and Charles, you could take folks up that way. Micah and I need to do some reconnaissance. I ain't got a final plan yet. Arthur, I ain't got it. I just need time. I need time and no traitors.
Oof. There is definitely one. Or two or three or four. Oh, WizKid, the chess move is the Dutch defense. Appropriately. WizKid says, also... Oh, also, I miss Hosea too. Yeah, same. He was really the glue holding the whole thing together, I think. It said, it's like I always say, and like I always say as well, if you're to somehow able to craft the perfect society, eventually some sociopathic son of a bitch will come about and destroy it all. It's because that's That's their archetypal role. And of course, that's just sort of the nature of societies, right? Things are going to generally degenerate.
Be right with me.
Because again, as you pass on knowledge, you don't pass it on perfectly.
Where are we headed?
Up past Butcher Creek.
There's all sorts of problems with all of this. And again, I've outlined a lot of this in
Why I'm asking you to ride with me.
a lot of my Plato lectures and my lectures about the Republic.
I understand.
Switch them up. All right, let's go.
What are we doing there?
We're looking for a place to hole up. Even the law won't follow us up there too willingly.
Yeah. I did some scouting up there while you boys were away.
And?
You'll see.
All right, well, I'm gonna follow him then.
I know the way. Follow me.
Right. But yeah, again, I recommend Plato's Republic on the whole degradation of society thing. But again, the difference between the political questions is, again, like, what is... it's between what should society look like and how should we get there.
We need to get this done
and
fast.
in the modern sense, right, how should we get there is about, like I said, the proper use of violence in the organization of society. And that is, again, that's the sort of the modern post-enlightenment political question.
I saw some canoes near the bridge upriver, which would take us right up to Butcher Creek. Might be quicker. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do canoes.
Yeah, boat's
Canoes are fun.
probably a good idea.
Canoes are fun.
Okay, good.
So I'm gonna equip some weapons because I'm gonna need them. Definitely the caster and the bow.
It's good to see you again, Charles.
You too.
Thanks for what you did in Saint Denis. Real brave drawing them off us like that. I was worried you and Abigail had both got yourselves killed.
I found a spot to lie low for a while, then managed to get a ride with a wagon of workers heading out to the fields. Abigail said she somehow managed to slip away when they grabbed Hosea.
You did good getting the others out of there. Keeping everyone together.
Everybody was pretty shaken up when I got back to Shady Belle. It was a tough few days. I couldn't have done it without Sadie.
So how did you find that spot?
I love Sadie.
I assume the skulls on sticks weren't an addition of yours.
Old Strauss knew about it. The locals are terrified of the place, so we figured that might buy us some time. And it did. Until one of you brought the law with you. And where did you end up again? Cuba?
Oh, not exactly. An island off of there, called Guarma. Landed ourselves in a heap of trouble.
Really? A tropical island? Isn't that just what Dutch wanted?
I guess it didn't exactly live up to his ideals. Anyway, I ain't always sure Dutch knows what he wants anymore.
Perhaps not, but he's always managed to figure things out in the past.
I know. You're right. Just... It's been... Guess I just miss Hosea and his wisdom, you know?
Of course.
WizKid says, right, that's ultimately the problem, even if you know it all. God help you when you even try to pass it down to your children without it royally blowing up in your face. And then also passing things down, knowing what to pass down and how to pass it down, can also get interrupted and disrupted by selfish motives. And also by, wanting to pass down not what you learned, right? So passing on the tradition, but thinking that you know better and that you know what to pass on. This is another problem that Plato points out. Kevin says, has anyone ever learned anything from their parents and been happy though? There's something about the human spirit that craves discovery.
There should be some canoes down to
It's
the
true.
right here.
Plato did have a rather dim view of gaining knowledge over time between generations. And that's because of the Greek view of time, right? The classical Greek view of time was really one of either cyclical or static, and it depends on who you asked. And so basically, they effectively thought that that the world was eternal, and so was society. So even something like the polis was the ideal way of organizing society. The city-state was the ideal way of organizing society. It's just that and it had been either too big or too small, fluctuating between too big and too small forever. And the city-state is the sort of perfect balance, at least according to the Athenians.
The Murphy gang that hides out in these caves. We're gonna need to be careful.
Oh yeah, Murphy Brood are
Everyone is terrified of them.
disturbing.
Great! Dutch didn't mention this.
Well, hiding up here, not a crazy idea. This is a spot nobody comes near, even the law. Just be ready. It won't be pretty.
That is true. So, you know, forewarning, it gets a little bit disturbing here. Not too bad. It gets more disturbing way later with the Skinner brothers, but this is still pretty sketchy. WizKid says, if my parents hadn't let me discover God by myself, I wouldn't be nearly as faith-filled as I am today. Still spiritual, but not godly. Yeah, I get that. I mean, there is something to self-discovery and discovering things also. But yeah, like I said, Plato had a rather dim view of new discovery and had a lot to think about in terms of sort of either rediscovery or maybe. Okay, that was rude. Rediscovery or passed on knowledge and wisdom and that sort of thing. Carly says, side note, Supernatural did their last day of filming today. They tore down the set, and I can't listen to Carry On My Wayward Son without getting emotional. And yeah, I haven't followed Supernatural. I'm not.
Let's walk it from here.
I mean, I'm not a big fan from what I have seen, but I'd be willing to give it more of a shot. But I think I have the same issue that, you know, scientists have, like really intense scientists have watching things like Star Trek and other, you know, softer sci-fis, is that I would, watching something like Supernatural, I would be peeved by theological, call it errors, or more realistically, call it stretches, softenings. But yeah, that said, I really do love a good series finale. The only thing that can be bad about a really good series finale is if they keep going afterwards. I don't know if any of you guys watched Scrubs back when it was actually live, when it was coming out. It had one of the best series finales I've ever seen. But then they decided to do another season, which was bad. That basically ruined the series for a lot of people, understandably. Yeah. Should we? Or yeah, I guess.
Stay up.
These are real beat up horses. Man. Everything old is new again, and nothing new under the sun. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Plato would have had something similar to say as well, I think.
Here. Ain't exactly a welcoming place.
Lots of stories of people going missing around these parts. Just recently, a stagecoach from Annisburg disappeared without a trace coming through here.
Guess that's good for us. Assuming these inbred bastards are willing to part with their home, which I'm sure they won't be too pleased about.
No, but I believe they hide out all over Roanoke Ridge. These caves are just one of their spots, which is why we should keep it down. They might have lookouts around.
Okay.
This kid says I liked Charmed though, so we can bond over that, Kylie. Yeah, that's another one I never really watched. I probably got a list of shows that I ought to watch.
Keep it quiet. It could be some of them.
Chuck is another one that was recently
I say
recommended.
we dismount here and follow them on foot. See where they're going. Follow me and stay quiet.
Yeah, Scrubs I really liked. It was a very well put together sitcom with a lot of really likable characters and a neat premise. And a couple of neat premises.
Up this way.
A lot of which were involved with sort of character traits and character interactions and stuff that really carried throughout the show. Kylie says, "I need to watch Charmed. Have y'all seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer?" Yes, several times. It is is very good. I love Joss Whedon's TV and stuff. Honestly.
I say we deal with them from here.
Firefly more so,
I'll
but
take the other.
bow time. No, this is a small game error. No, it's not. It's improved. That's good.
Good job.
Got him. But yeah, I absolutely love Buffy. It's pretty great. Ooh, a machete.
We must be close.
Yeah.
Let's stop and have a
Cool.
look from the top of this hill there.
Let's take their stuff. WizKid says, "Hey, what, Kylie? When I come down there on my big road trip, we can bond by watching Buffy and Firefly." Yeah, I have no problem with anybody who. Well, that's not true. I was about to say I have no problem with anybody who enjoys those shows, but I probably do, because I'm sure there are other qualities that we don't share, but whatever, they are phenomenal shows, and that definitely tells me that you have good taste in good TV. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'll also say,
Okay.
I think both of them
Let's
are
see
on
what's
Facebook
going
Watch, so you can totally watch them there as well.
I'm missing.
Might be a good watch party sort of thing too at some point for some of you guys.
Jesus. They must be in the cave.
Yeah. So that's horrifying.
All right. Let's get on with this. Okay. What you think? We can head into the cave or flush them out with dynamite.
No, let's definitely sneak.
Let's surprise them in there. Okay. Let's get a little closer. Ready?
Yeah, WizKid, to your point, I don't just wish that. I wish, mainly, that Firefly had lasted long enough for a musical episode. Every good TV show has to have a great musical episode, as evidenced by Buffy, which had a phenomenal episode. Scrubs did too. Scrubs had a really good musical episode, and it actually made sense in context as well. They actually wove it into the story properly.
Someone's coming out of the cave. I'll keep watch. You deal with that one in the entrance. Quietly. The entrance to the cave. You see him?
Yes, he's dead.
Let's move. Come on.
Oh, because leftists infect everything of quality. Yeah, that could be an issue. I don't know how Joss Whedon is as much of a leftist as he is, given a lot of what he does in his shows. Being so, anti-establishment and whatnot. Oh, Jesus. That was horrifying.
Looks like it's on there, Charles.
Someone's down there. She's alive. Keep them.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, let's not use our sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, Scrubs' musical episode was phenomenal. I loved it. The premise was great. The idea was they had an in-world justification for why everybody was singing. Basically, they were all treating a patient with, I think it was some kind of brain aneurysm or something. And it was while they were prepping for surgery and all that stuff, where her brain disorder was making her think that everyone around her was singing. And so we were seeing sort of through her through her eyes.
Coming out of the cave. I'll keep watch. You deal with that one in the entrance. Quietly.
Got him. But yeah, so it was very much that kind of. It made sense for there to be a musical episode, and they did such a good job, sort of. Splitting it up between the musical stuff and the non-musical stuff, because the musical parts were lighthearted and were a lot of, you know.
Looks like it's on there,
Okay, it's on. Let's switch.
Okay, hold up! You were wrong about these crazy sons of bitches!
Who's still alive? Nobody. Jesus.
Someone's done it. She's alive.
Yeah, it was very, very good, this musical episode of Scrubs. Because it mixed the very lighthearted stuff from the musical parts with the much more dramatic parts that were not musical. It's Charles. Got him. All right, that'll do it.
Charles, you see any more?
Not for now. Come on. Let's get that poor girl out of the cage.
Stay away from me.
Just calm down.
Don't touch me.
We ain't gonna hurt you. It's okay, miss.
Please don't kill me.
Hey. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. You're safe. It's okay. Come on. It's time to go. It's okay. Okay. Let's go. Where you from?
Annisburg.
What do we do with her?
Take her there and I'll go get the others.
Sure. Miss, you okay to ride on my horse a little? I'll keep you safe.
Yeah, she is hollow. She is so
Annisburg, right?
traumatized.
Yes. They,
It's okay, miss.
the others, they killed them.
You're safe now. Just try to breathe.
They're animals.
I know.
Slaughtered them like animals. I mean, well, I mean, he did, but
It's all right, miss.
sorry for the Anakin quote.
Some folks is just evil. Ain't no point trying to explain it.
I haven't slept in days.
I know. What's your name, miss? It's okay.
Meredith.
You're gonna be home soon, Meredith. And this'll all be over.
Thank you.
Where in Annisburg?
One of the mining cottages. If you get me to the main street, I can show you from there.
Okay. Just try to relax now.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get over there. Yeah, she's absolutely... Yeah, shell shocked is a good way of putting it, yeah. She's traumatized. You know. WizKid says, just goes to show what noble people Charles and Arthur were. Yeah, yeah. Especially, I mean, again, this is the part of the game where honorable Arthur, hence the bottom there, right? Where honorable Arthur's really showing how honorable he is. And also Charles too, man. Especially later on, especially in the epilogue when Charles shows up, he's great. Yeah, God, imagine what Micah would have done to her. Yeah, right?
Oh. Thank God.
Which place is yours?
Up at the top of the hill. It's near the blacksmith.
Come on now.
Mom! Mom! Meredith! She's alive! Oh, she's alive!
You saw some pretty bad things, I'm afraid, man. Murphy Group got us.
Oh, my darling. How did you manage to?
I just ran into them and found her.
Oh, thank you. Here, let me give you this.
Oh, that's okay, ma'am. You just keep her warm and keep her safe. Mrs. Downs?
Oh, no. You leave me alone. You just leave me alone.
Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. Downs, wife of of the husband that you threatened for the loan money, and then who died.
How you get on?
Okay. Found a girl. Took her home.
Oh.
You and Micah find anything?
Maybe. I think maybe. I found our old friend, Mr. Cornwall.
You did?
Yeah, he's buying a stake in the mine in Annisburg.
Relentlessly ambitious fella, isn't he?
Mike and I'll sniff about, see if he knows we're here, and exactly what his plans are.
So, Dutch, did you miss me?
I found her drunk in Saint Denis.
You're back. How jolly, Miss O'Shea.
It's funny, you sack of shit.
Back
Who
and
are you?
drunk.
The Master, the Lord
Molly,
God Almighty.
calm down.
I won't be ignored. Dutch Vanderlyn, I am him. I ain't her. I ain't his stooges.
Calm
You
yourself.
don't owe me nothing.
Miss.
I don't owe you nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
I'll spit in your eye. I did. I told them.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I told them and I tell them again. Now I've got God's ear.
You told who what?
Mr. Milton and Mr. Ross about the bank robbery, and I wanted them to kill you.
You did what?
I loved you, you goddamn bastard! Go on, shoot me!
She ain't worth it. You told on me.
Oh, you're
You
not so
betrayed
big now,
me.
are you?
Why?
Calm down.
Arthur?
She's a fool. Get her out of here.
You know the rules.
You're not so big now. Are we, Your Majesty?
You...
All right, Mrs.
You
Grimshaw.
knew the rules, Arthur. What the hell is wrong with you? Mr. Pearson, Mr. Williamson, get this body out of here and get it burnt.
Okay.
Now get back to work, all of you! Quit your lollygagging! Get back to work!
Yeah, this is the part where everything just starts disintegrating. Very quickly. Chapter 6. Chapter 6, the part with the unpleasant music. Yeah, oh, that was another thing I didn't mention. The part where going through and fighting the Murphy Brood. Jeez, that music is intense. Alright. Well, let's go and deal with... Let's go help Sadie rescue John. Because if we recall, John got nabbed at the last...
Morning, Arthur. You sour-faced old crow.
Yeah.
Goddamn you, murderer!
Yeah, this whole thing is disturbingly tragic, really. This part, especially around here, right around now. Rough. Alright.
Ain't forgotten you.
Alright. Come on, Moose. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Hello.
Alright. Let's head back down to Saint Denis. Yeah, you're right. Melancholy is... I mean, it does begin to describe it. I think it's a good term, but you think you do need to add more. Yeah, it is, yeah, melancholy I think is probably the right word, except, you know, turn up the intensity a bit. And now we're a lunger. Excuse me? What the hell are you doing up here? I've never seen him up here.
But it's not funny! Come back to me! Oh, I can't believe this! I thought we were friends. I thought we were going to conquer America together. Please! Gav?
Morning to you.
This is ridiculous, mate.
You're telling me. Might be time to call it quits.
You what? Have you gone mad? I love that boy. Big bloody dope that he is. No, I'll find him. He's probably just off on a spree if I know Gav.
Spree, like...
Good luck.
This is a mystery that never gets solved, and I really want to think that Gavin is like a mass murderer. I really, really want to think that, because, you know, they're Londoners, I wonder if Gavin is just literally Jack the Ripper. Timeline fits, just saying. That'd be neat. Or at least one of them might be Jack the Ripper. That'd be kind of cool. WizKid, you kind of missed a horse. We picked her up last time. We basically stole her when we got back from Guarma. And it is Moose, like the dessert, because we're naming all our horses food. Yeah, Erica's correct. Gav or Gavin is not even coded into the game. There's no in-game asset for Gavin or anything like it, anything like him. So it's just a running joke that this guy is wandering around the entire region looking for his friend Gavin. I still like the idea that Gavin is actually Jack the Ripper, though. What's happening?
Hey, can you?
Yes?
This don't look good. What happened?
I need medicine.
Okay, do that. What happened to you?
Here, drink up.
Jeez. Yeah, that's also a possibility. It could just be, you know, figment of the guy's imagination. That's true.
I was done for there. Oh, I had a bite of that plan over there, and It hit my guts like a freight train. Oh, it's that little one over there with the pink flowers. I'd stay well clear of that if I was you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's oleander sage. I know. I have a bunch of
I
it.
think you've sold me on that plan.
Tell me about it.
So you can use it as poison.
Okay, girl.
Reputation meaning, so Kevin says your reputation is the absolute opposite of mine. You mean like honorable versus dishonorable? Yeah, so actually, you know, this brings up my recent video, my Plato's Guide to RPGs. And I don't want to be too confrontational about this, but sorry, Kevin, I think you're playing the game wrong. Now, to be fair, maybe, you know, playing through as dishonorable is interesting to see what the story holds.
Yep.
But as I kind of explained in that video, if you guys have seen it, video games can make, especially role-playing games like this, can make very, very good moral education, or very, very bad moral education. And so my why I bring this up, right, is that it's a kind of, like, as I said in the video, it's a kind of mental rehearsal. It's kind of training, okay? Training yourself to snap decision, make the right choice in situations that you would never actually find yourself in, but you might find yourself in analogous situations, relevantly similar situations from a moral point of view, right? And so if you're capable of making the right decision in context like this, right, that means that is you know, that helps to train you to be able to make the right decision in reality. It's the same kind of thing that Plato and more so Aristotle recommended in terms of considering situations in advance, thinking them through, practicing what one ought to do. I want to shoot that. I don't know what that is, but I'm looking for fancy plumes lately, so. It's a bird. What kind of bird? Snowy egret. That is not what a snowy egret looks like. There's nothing like what a snowy egret looks like. Oh, sorry. The horse is in the way.
Hi there, mister.
I'll make this easy. Just be on your way, and I'll be on mine.
Okay. WizKid says the original Dishonored game is great for this. I haven't played it. I've seen it a bit, so I get the idea, and I from the impressions I've gotten, I can see where I can see where you're coming from. So yeah, I would think so. But I think this game is a great example of it. In part because you get that honor dishonor feedback. It's instant. There's a benefit to that, I think. Kevin says I tend to move through a variety of characters and dispositions. Just wondering, did you actually take the time to watch the Plato's Guide to RPGs video yet? Because I kind of talk about that as well, like how we ought to deal with multiple characters and both the honorable and dishonorable parts of characters and that sort of thing. But I talk about it in the context of what Plato says about acting in drama. WizKid says Dishonored and its DLC are a pretty short game. You should stream it sometime. Again, I am more willing to stream games that are purchased for me. Put it that way. Uh-oh. So this is rum and pineapple juice in honor of Guarma. Oh, jeez. Oh, WizKid says, so much so, in fact, I concluded it in my paper about storytelling in video games.
Mister,
Nice.
are you okay?
Very nice.
Are you okay, mister? Mister,
I don't think it killed my horse in the cutscene, but I would be very displeased. Yeah, I would not be happy about that. That is basically the worst way of having your horse die. Yeah, WizKid, feel free to use what I have to say if you do write something about that. Feel free to use what I have to say as reference, and then also, who was it? One of the video essay channels that I follow pretty closely, has a video about storytelling as an artistic medium, specifically because of the choice elements, and how that makes it a unique storytelling medium, a unique art form. And it was somebody like counter what George R.R. Martin says about video games not being art or something like that.
Can I help you?
I need a doctor.
Oh, just 1 second, sir.
Come in, pal. Come in.
Yeah, feeling this kind of helplessness as well. This kind of gameplay is
Mister, I need some help.
And so it
novel
seems.
in a sense.
And that's Dr. Mister to you?
I'm sorry.
I was joking. Look, friend, I don't mean nothing, but you got money? I mean, before I start treating you, because I got a family.
I understand. Here, that there.
Sure. Thank you. Now, what's wrong? I mean, what appear to be the symptoms?
First person helps with
Well,
this
I
sort of
think
thing.
you've heard them. I'm coughing.
Is there any blood?
Sometimes.
Okay, now here. Breathe.
It looks like hell.
Again. Let me see your tongue. Now say ah.
Ah.
I love how he's got a place for his pipe on his table.
What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. I'm really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
What you mean?
You're real sick. It's a progressive disease. And you'll be... Now, the best thing is rest. And getting somewhere warm and dry and taking it easy. Now, is that possible?
Sure, I can just take my winters in my country club in California. No, it's not possible.
Well, like I said, I'm real sorry.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, wait. Let me get you a little bit more energy today.
Yeah, he looks like hell. Like asthma times 1,000. Okay. Still meet Sadie.
We can't change what's done. We can only move on.
You have it in you, I can tell.
Oh, the monk. That was brother, what's his name?
He didn't have a choice. He was good and he did good. I understand if you don't want to help me, but I think of you often.
An elk. Okay. Where you going? Can I follow you? Oh. Where's my horse? Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, my horse is coming. That means she's not dead. That's good. A perfect elk pelt. I don't want to lose out on this thing. So we can go to Sadie, but first I want to go to the trapper to drop off this elk pelt that I keep almost losing. But yeah, so here comes death. And this is really, again, so I keep talking about the themes of this game. I keep talking about it being Memento Mori as being a huge theme, and and honestly, if you wanted to summarize the themes of the game, it's about death and it's about redemption. Who would have thought, right? It's based on the title, and the importance of the reality of death for the sake of kind of putting things in perspective and making important decisions and living in intention. And Arthur really does it. And at this point, especially, again, if you play honorably...
Well, it's been a little while, eh?
Yeah.
So,
someone just
buying or
pickpocketed me?
selling?
Okay.
Right, let's see.
Yeah, so if you're playing honorably, especially, right, Arthur's sort of journey here at the end is very... it's very intentional. He's very much doing what he needs to do, and he knew he needed to do, based on his old experiences, based on all of what he has done up to this point, right? He's, I mean, we can make it kind of trite, and we can say he's getting his affairs in order, but I think it's more than that. I think it's living how he always knew he ought to, right? But now in the context of knowing he only has so much time to do it. Let's talk to Sadie about this. Also, it's about Red. Yeah, let's not forget Red. Red is important. Like blood and stuff, I guess.
Any problems coming in?
Nah.
Guess they know now we ain't in the city.
Who, Mr. Milton's friends?
Yeah, they've had patrols out ever since you boys disappeared. Well, at least you're alive.
For now, yeah.
What happened in...
Guarma?
Yeah.
Nothing
It's
nice.
really good.
What happened to Dutch? Because he seems...
I don't know. Seems as what began happening in Blackwater began happening years ago, maybe. A slow decline, I guess.
What do you mean?
I ain't quite sure. What happened here?
I started gathering people up as best I could after you boys left. And John, you know that part.
I do.
And Hosea?
So that too.
Hell, we got Lenny's body out as well. Robbed the morgue and buried them together.
Well, that's
Follow
good.
me.
It's really good. I was also thinking, it would be, if eventually they make a Red Dead Redemption 3, it'd be neat to go back a stage and play as Dutch in the lead up to Blackwater. Where you gotta track down John because he ran off.
So,
see why he ran off.
Well, I figure before
You
we
eventually
do anything,
recruit Micah,
we need
and
to
that's
make
all
sure
ominous.
John's even still at this
All that
prison.
kind of stuff.
And how do we do that?
And ends at
We need to
Blackwater
get
kind
up
of thing,
high enough to get a proper look
It'd
at
be
the
neat.
place.
It'd be really neat.
What? It's on an island, ain't it? Unless you're planning on learning how to fly.
That's exactly what we're gonna...
Oh. Arthur, hungry.
I found us a hot air balloon.
Hey, nice.
You ain't serious.
Now, the pilot, or whatever you call him...
All right. See you later, Kevin.
We're just in it for a lesson.
Thanks for stopping by.
Tour.
See you around.
He's quite the character. I think you'll like him.
You know, I'm impressed. You really stepped things up, ain't you?
Hey, we didn't know if you was even coming back. Whole thing hit folks real hard. You can see it. Heron's gone falling fully into the bottle. Strauss is a bag of nerves.
Karen's having a rough one of it, I gotta say.
Swanson's actually gone and cleaned up his act. So I guess it ain't
Karen's
all
a
gone to
mess
shit.
at the moment.
I'm just happy you boys were able to find us.
Yelling at Miss Grimshaw's murderer,
Javier said he
constantly
got the letter
drunk,
left to the
whole
post
thing.
office.
That was a good idea.
Until the Pinkertons showed up. Oh, by the way,
Yeah,
I've
that
been
too.
hunting O'Driscoll boys. Killed 2 of the sons of bitches at a campsite last week.
What?
Yeah. Seems they've drifted down this way now. She a beauty, ain't she?
From here on the ground, yes.
Mr. Bullard? Mr. Bullard.
Ah, Mrs. Adler! It's good to see you. Good to see you.
This is my friend I told you about, Mr. Morgan.
Ah, yes, Arturo Bullard. At your service, sir. At your service.
Arthur Morgan.
Well, it's a nice, fresh day for flying, sir. A day like today, an Icarus would have made it across the sea. Have you ever flown before, sir?
No.
Oh, it's quite a thing. Quite a thing. Now, put these on and hop in.
Well,
Yeah, Wizkid, that is a good point, right? So Dutch
Women
doesn't
can't
really
fly,
have
sir. Are you
redemption.
insane?
He kind of does a
no,
little
sir, it does
bit
terrible damage to them,
in the near
vapors.
the end of Red
Thought
Dead
everyone
1.
knew about that. Why, a delicate flower
He at least
like
seems to
Mrs.
sort of learn his
Adler.
lesson, even
Heavens
if he doesn't really
above.
redeem
Or
himself like Arthur does.
Where'd you find this guy?
I told you 2 would get on.
Are you sure about this?
Certain, sir. Quite certain. Mrs., let us away. Wish us luck. I've only crashed twice. Now, pull
If I remember right, it's kind of vaguely implied that that Karen died at some point. After, I forget if it's between the game and the epilogue, or if it's like during the epilogue.
Right. Time to catch a few vapors of our own.
Nice.
A little
This is so
overcast, but
cool.
I'm expecting some good wind once we're high enough. We should still have some decent views over the river.
Oh yeah, he's got the getup and everything. I love this. This is so dumb. It's so cool.
Do your utmost to levy the situation until we land.
Okay, Mr. Bullard.
I had a client once who fell foul to a rotten oyster on the ascent. A decidedly harrowing experience for all involved.
This is so
Keep going, sir.
It's also really cool that you can basically see the entire area of the entire game.
Stunning up there, you'll have seen nothing like it.
Yeah, there's Braithwaite Manor. There's the Grey Manor. The ruins of Braithwaite Manor.
All right, now let's break through these clouds.
Wow, look at that.
My God.
Yes, heavenly indeed. Quite remarkable, isn't it? Feels like we have a nice westerly wind, so keep her around this height.
Can you imagine this in 1899?
The vessel is state of the art, sir. Imported from Europe. Won't find more than a
I mean, we fly. And this is a thing that we do these days in the 21st century, but like 100 and something years ago, this is crazy.
You sure you shouldn't be doing this?
Oh, not at all. A child could operate this with a little supervision. Besides, Mrs. Adler told me you
This kid says, I want to say it's like in between. I think Mary Beth says it. Maybe.
She did she?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember if I actually don't remember, but we'll see. Oh, WizKid never watches Breath play this part. Nice. Yeah, this is super cool.
Arthur and Arturo. How perfect is this?
With the governor's mansion, I think.
My mother was a keen student of the Italianate. My brother's called Baldessario, so you could say I got off
Yeah.
lightly.
Look, I'm trying to concentrate here.
Saint Denis. With the river. Annisburg up there. Oh man, this is so cool.
See from miles now.
breakfast in the city this morning, Mr. Morgan?
Not exactly.
Well, I have a boiled egg in my pocket here that you're very welcome to.
I think I'm all right, thank you. Recalling the ablutions discussion.
Well, just say the word.
Look at the mountains. This is amazing. There's just some of the most spectacular visuals in this game, which is full of really great visuals. This is just, wow, it's impressive. Really impressive.
So, if I may ask, what got you interested in the pursuit of aviation?
I didn't, exactly. Mrs. Adler thought she'd surprise me.
A very nice woman. And no shrinking violet.
Definitely not.
I prefer
There's a train too. Cool.
attire on a lady, but variety is the very spice of life, as they say. Or is it, though? Did you know they locked up the man who wrote that mental asylum?
I did not, Mr. Bullard.
Really? Does anyone know if that's actually true? Because I have no idea what he's referring to.
Ahead on the island, that's the infamous Sisika Penitentiary. We shouldn't fly too near to it, though, sir.
Sorry, we're going in for a closer look.
What do you mean? Mr. Morgan, please, this is most irregular.
Well, you want a happy customer, don't you?
Look, this isn't funny now. What on earth are you doing? The guards are bound to spot us.
Calm down. They won't care if we stay high enough. I'm just looking for a friend of mine.
A friend?
Poor bastard has a habit of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I heard they got him working the fields in a chain gang.
Dear God.
Well, let's look for John. That was great.
The wind. Well, this is most unusual.
Relax, Mr. Bullard, and here, take over. Keep us well away.
I'll do my best. This filly isn't the easiest to control, you know.
That's not him.
This was not the tour I had in mind.
Is that him? Yep, that's him.
Ah! My God!
What are you doing?
They're shooting at us!
I can see that.
Ascend! Ascend!
Oh, let's go. Oops. Wait, what's a sodomite post? Excuse me. Sorry, tuberculosis. Wizkid, what are you talking about?
Alright, we're in the clear now, Mr. Bullard. You can get up.
Good Lord! My heart is pounding! I must say, the specifics of this job were not described to me at all sufficiently.
Well, it's done now.
It's still such a nice view.
There's Annesburg.
Sure.
Good Lord, is that Mrs. Adler?
Where?
Being chased.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. It's shooting time.
Try and get us near.
Will there be more trouble, sir?
I expect so.
Yep.
I'm starting to rather enjoy this.
Hey! See it! Up there! Shit! Narrow Driscoll's.
Mrs. Adler has a lot wants to fall.
Yes, she does.
Wait till I tell Baldasario about this!
What was she thinking, messing with the O'Driscolls right now?
Oh, okay. He fell off.
Dear, that whole leg feels decidedly scrambled.
That's right, I'll deal with them.
Oh, darn it. Ow.
I think I might need to adjust my feet.
I mean, that's honestly fair. If you survive, I probably would give you a nice size tip, though. Ah, jeez. Oh, well, okay, never mind. Damn O'Driscoll indeed. Oh. The man who probably got locked up for variety and special life was Oscar Wilde, because you know that man was obviously ragingly bisexual. Got it. Got it.
I'll come down and get you on the other side.
And down we go. Working on it. Nice shot, though. Jesus. All right. Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, thinking it probably was. Yeah, WizKid, the music is definitely intense, and again, not in a pleasant way. It has that digital, like, maybe electric guitar in the background, or maybe even electric violin or something. Over the ordinary sort of fiddle that you expect in Red Dead generally.
Real happy to see the obvious, Arthur. Did you break your neck?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, poor pilot guy.
There's more of them on the other side. They must have followed us. Get behind something. This ain't over yet.
Right.
These goddamn O'Driscolls.
You can't leave it for
No
one
kidding.
day.
Just kill these sons of bitches!
Let's shoot the guy or the horse. Oh, I shot the horse.
That's how you want to do it?
Damn it, really? Oh, that wasn't a nice, pleasant place to get shot. Come on, there we go.
Come on, let's go get these sons of bitches!
Sadie, let's not. Maybe we should just let him run away. Yeah, Pilot Guy definitely did not deserve to get to any of this, because he did not ask to be involved in this absolute craziness. Okay.
The hell is wrong with you? I only left you an hour ago. You can't stay out of trouble for one goddamn hour. You got that poor bastard killed for his troubles. I kind of liked him.
They got Combe, the government. They got Combe O'Driscoll. They're gonna hang him in Saint Denis.
Hang him. Okay.
He's already been tried
Okay.
twice for murder and found guilty.
Sure, no doubt he'll escape again.
No, he won't, because we're gonna make sure of it.
We have our own problems with the law, in case you ain't noticed.
Dutch will want to see him swing.
Sure, Dutch, he wouldn't even help us with Marston. And our situation is really messed up right now. You know how things is.
Bastard's gonna swing. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Closely followed by Marston.
You saw him?
Yes, in the fields.
Okay. Then we go rescue him.
From a state penitentiary?
No. But from the fields? Yes. That we can manage.
It's well guarded.
Guarded, sure, but not behind bars.
No, it's not behind bars.
So, that's how we'll do it. Bust him from his work detail.
I guess.
It's best just the two of us go.
The two of us is all there is, anyhow.
Good, because two is all we'll need. I'll get us a boat.
That's actually pretty
a
true.
little one, and we'll sneak in and get him out of there.
These two work together
Meet me in
really
Copperhead
well.
Landing. Thank you, Arthur.
Whatever you
Thank you,
say.
Arthur. That's great.
I heard that.
All right, let's loot everything that we can find on all of these O'Driscolls. And, sage. I have a lot of the sage, though. All right, let's loot. Yeah, poor pilot cat. That's... It's another one of those where like, very clearly everything is going wrong, and even innocent bystanders are sort of starting to get caught up in it. It's just another artifact of the same trend of everything just sort of going wrong. WizKid says she's so vividly detailed, it's like we're playing a movie. Yeah, and I would say both graphically and really as a character, she is such a distinctive character. She's probably one of the most iconic characters of this game, and that's in a really, really iconic and distinctive cast. John Marston is well known as one of, if not the most distinctive and well known and definitive video game characters of the last decade or so. Now Arthur Morgan, more so, maybe more so. I don't know about more so. You got Charles, who is like fantastic character in and of himself. Dutch is like the perfect cult leader. And man, though, Sadie might be my favorite of the gang. She really might be. Not because she's, particularly well adjusted or anything like that, by no means, because how could she be given her circumstances? But yeah, it was. She is fantastic. She's a incredibly well written character. Her characteristics very much fit her situation, and where we met her and what we know about her and all that. Yeah, we could ask Charles to lend his Indian mojo. We'll see. I don't think there's an option, but yeah, Charles, as far as character choices go, Charles is still one of the old reliable, dependable ones. So there's at least that. Oh, I did shoot one of their horses. I didn't get dishonor for shooting one of their horses, though. That's interesting. Thought I would. I guess it's an O'Driscoll horse, so we're allowed to not care. Yeah, well, its tail just flicked. That was disturbing. Alright. Who's that dude? Guy over there. Nope. He's just fishing. Alright.
Hi there, mister.
yeah, let's do this mission, and then we can. That'll probably get us through through the rest of tonight. Got about an hour left, and this is a tough one. Let's make sure I have my right weapons, though. Marston will always be the quintessential cowboy at the end of his rope for me. His journey and Arthur's are vastly different, even though they share many commonalities. Yeah, I think that's probably a good description of their comparison. That I think that Marston is probably he is more the cowboy, you know, whereas Arthur is the outlaw. Maybe something like that. Arthur belongs in a sort of classic Western, whereas Marston belongs in actually the West. And also, I think the settings of each of the game really speak a lot to their respective characters as well. Marston is exactly the kind of cowboy you'd expect to be riding out through the desert, whereas Arthur is, you know, a rancher kind of guy, that kind of thing. He's an outlaw, but also, you know, you could see him doing something reasonably respectable. What's up with all this?
Slow it up.
What's going on here? Nothing. All right, nothing. Let's switch out our gun. Or where the heck is it? There it is. Rolling block. Polish a couple of these. Very important. Gun's nice and clean. Yeah. There's another neat thing I've got coming up. Because I'm doing because we've been talking about the importance of storytelling and the importance of stories in general, and narrative, and in particular, sort of the role of theater in Athens, and then how that kind of you know, media in society, how that kind of carries forward to today. Into sort of our modern context. Oh geez, that's not good. Go horse, go. Oh geez, that's not good at all. No, come back. Oh no. Oh, okay. No. This ain't good. There we go. Okay, that was a mistake. I just wandered through a pair of alligators.
Yep.
WizKid says, I agree, Arthur's the outlaw with the heart of gold, whereas Marston is much more of a postmodern deconstruction of the cowboy trope. That's okay. I see where you're coming from. Even Undead Nightmare makes more sense with Marston. Yeah, I think that's right too. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
The thing is, Sadie, I really can't. I must come. He's my husband.
I know he's your husband, but it's
shouldn't
gonna be
coming here.
Well, it's gonna be violent.
But
I can handle myself just fine. I'm coming.
Like I said, ain't happening.
WizKid says, because his character lends itself nicely to desolation and remembrances of a way of life that's long since past its time. That's true. That is true. Arthur's way of life is on the way out. Marston's way of life is gone. That is, I think, a big difference. Yeah, I think you're right there. Let's switch to put our hat back on. That's very important. Yeah, I think that's actually a solid point as well. Yeah, so the other point, though, on a similar note, right? So what I was saying was, so we've been talking about the importance of storytelling and drama and stuff as a sort of cultural touchstone and commentary and things like that. One, I'm going to be assigning my the new Plato's Guide to RPGs for one of my classes next week. But then also the other thing I'm going to be assigning for that same class next week is Shrek. And Jonathan Pajot's commentary on Shrek, his symbolic analysis of Shrek. Because I want to look at the sort of importance of Shrek, one, as a cultural touchstone, but then also as a sort of storehouse of symbolism.
Insist all you like. Ain't happening. Arthur tell her?
Tell her what?
She ain't coming with us to collect her husband.
Abigail, you ain't coming. That's the end of the matter.
See, there you heard him.
That's actually
now
smart,
let's
yeah.
go. But
That's the right
listen,
decision.
It'll be quicker and easier with just the two of us. Plus, John will be calmer without worrying about you. Ain't complicated.
Well, I ain't the crime sort, but I'm real grateful.
Yeah, we know you are. We'll bring him back to you.
Am I doing this at night? I maybe shouldn't
Thank
be.
you both.
We'll land the boat in the morning. When the prisoners come back out to work the fields. The place is surrounded by marshland. Should hopefully give us a bit of cover to move in close enough to find a spot. Look for John.
Then all we gotta do is take out all the guards and row our way out of there. Seems simple enough.
Take out all the guards. Yeah, okay, that's easy.
How many times, Marston?
Take out all the guards. Yeah, okay.
Okay, bring us over. We good?
So WizKid says, more of a technical question. People have been telling me for a long time I should get into podcasting, which I'd love to do, but I have no idea how to get started. Any thoughts on where to start? I am not one to say. I have nothing like a good release schedule, and I only do YouTube. But everybody I know who does podcasting, and all the podcasts I hear who do it and do it well, the main piece of advice that I always hear is to start it and stick with it. Oh, sorry, hon. Erica says what I said. Oh my God, she had to climb on the counter because I put her cup way too high up on the in the cabinet. I apologize. I'm sorry. I did not intend for that. All right.
Hey, I think I see him. There's a group in front of that barn just to our right.
Oh, yeah. I see 2 guards. Okay, take them out, and let's go get our boy.
Okay.
All right then. That was easy. Boy.
Well, let's go over there.
I don't think that was John. Great. Great. Okay. Anything for chalky milk. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, on the notes of one of them maybe being still alive, I only shot one of them directly in the head. So I guess maybe the other shot to the heart was non-fatal.
Come on, Arthur. Let's keep moving.
Where is he? You see him?
No. You.
That's not where I shot him.
Mister. You know John Marsden?
He ain't working today. Put the gun down, lady.
No. You put the gun down. Now.
Uh-oh.
Where's John Marston?
He ain't in the work detail today.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go and get him together.
When did I get a beard? Like, I didn't have one last night. What is this?
You clear on that?
Yes. Very clear.
Oh, no, you don't.
Come on, partner.
Punch
Why
him.
don't you apologize to the lady for pointing a gun at her?
Excuse me?
I said apologize.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Ain't no harm done.
So, where do we go?
Towards the entrance, I guess.
And who's in charge of this fine establishment?
Jameson, sir.
Jameson who?
No, Mr. Jameson. Aston Jameson.
Is he a nice fella?
He's been quite an exacting boss at times.
I look forward to meeting him.
They're not gonna let you do this.
Well, that's gonna be up to you, my friend.
Oh my god.
So, you a popular employee, my friend?
Not especially.
Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, this guy, I forget if he survives or if he can survive or not, honestly. So we'll find out together.
You better hope someone in there actually gives a damn about this fool.
Guess we'll see. We're gonna have to shoot our way out of here regardless.
Don't shoot!
Stay down.
Okay, friend, be cool now. Just do as I say.
Be cool? That doesn't seem very 1899, but okay, that's fine. It's probably fine.
Jameson! Is Jameson in?
He's inside, Denis. They got Milliken.
Got him and gonna kill him. Unless you bring me John Marston. Right now. You got 1 minute. I'm counting. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I kind of gotta feel bad for the guards.
Yes, sir.
You
Yeah,
count
no
for
kidding.
me. I got talking to do.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. From 1 or 4?
Oh,
sir?
very funny. Now, we must be at 11 by now.
11, 12, 13,
faster.
14, 15, 16, 17.
Now, hurry up!
This poor guy.
This
Oh
poor
my
fool's gonna get
god.
his brain shot out. And over what? For nothing. Hey, Milliken, don't stop counting. I can't hear you.
Hurry up and bring that asshole out here, you bastards! Come on!
Don't cry,
Oh my
buddy.
god.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, I know. Hey, John, love you too. Now, no funny business. Or Mr. Milliken here will stop crying once and for all. Okay, today's your lucky day. Let's go!
Let's clear these and make a run for it.
Gotta say, I feel bad for the rest of the guards, too. Woo! Shouldn't charge that, buddy.
Cover us! Joe, let's move!
Okay, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Here comes some more! Get down!
Been a while, John.
You're telling me? What took you so long?
I'll explain later.
You in the balloon?
Yeah, believe me, that was my one and only time flying.
Yeah, it's kind of silly that you're consoling Milliken and then you're killing everyone else in sight.
Look out on the left! Coming through the barn!
Let's go.
Oh, jeez. Where the hell is this guy? Ow. Ah, jeez. holding them off. Great, okay. I think I can do that. Jeez, ow. That is a lot of bullets, guys. This is a lot of bullets. Yeah, ludonarrative dissonance. All of these bullets, and then they're not right here.
Nice to see you, Arthur.
Oh gosh.
Some fellas coming here don't look too friendly. We best get out of here.
Come on, boys, let's move. I'll row.
You won't be the only one to survive, but a few dozen.
All right, fine. You
A
just
few dozen are
relax
definitely
and
dead.
enjoy yourself, John. Leave the real work to them as can still handle it.
Thanks.
Oh, well, I mean, that's...
Keep them off us.
Oh god, really? Where? Yeah. Oh, I see. Sorry, buddy. Should have known better. That'll do it. Okay. Jesus.
You know, I think I liked you better when you was all trussed up like a prize chicken.
No doubt.
Oh, hurry up! They're gonna be on our tails soon enough if you boys keep wasting time.
That's us too.
Fair point.
Hey, Arthur. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Let's go. We should get out of here quick before the law gets wind of this. Yeah.
Yep. Entirely.
So what the hell happened in Saint Denis? Is Abigail all right?
She's fine. Jack is too. She managed to escape when they got Hosea.
Hosea. That still don't seem real somehow. All them years. Arthur. He was like family.
Yeah, we lost young Lenny too.
No. What a goddamn mess.
That's still the worst.
And did we...
That's really the worst.
What about the money?
Lost somewhere at the bottom of the ocean.
What? How the hell did that happen?
We hit on a boat. It's the only way out of there. The boat went down in a storm and we ended up stranded on an island somewhere near Cuba.
Cuba? Wait, you're gonna have to tell me all this again.
It's a
That sounds
long
beef.
story. It's a long story, but things ain't been good, John.
You're telling me?
We're holed up now in the mountains to the north, near Roanoke Ridge, and some caves there. The Pinkertons caught up with us again, and we had to move.
Yeah. Seems Molly ratted us out, the bitch. So she's dead too.
Jesus. Maybe you should have just left me to hang.
And I should warn you, Dutch didn't want us breaking you out. Said it wasn't the right time, so might not be the hero's welcome you're imagining.
So much for no man left behind. I can't stop thinking about this. In the bank, when they grabbed me, he saw it. Felt almost like he had a moment to do something and didn't.
Dutch ain't himself right now. Or maybe he just ain't who we...
Oh my god, are you kidding me? He's serious.
Saying, before you rode off?
Rode off,
Dutch ain't
yeah.
himself right now. Or
Try this again.
maybe he just ain't who we thought he was.
Guess we don't need to worry about who's his favorite no more.
Don't you do it again.
Yes,
Don't you do it
not.
again. That's close, man. What? It's a minor problem I have with this game, gotta say. I've heard Breath of the Wild does riding much better in terms of like horses not just running headlong into stuff. But I don't know, man. That was ridiculous.
You brought him back to me.
We told you we would.
John! What are you doing here?
Good to see you too, partner.
I meant I hadn't sent for you yet.
I will.
But I said that.
Yeah, I know what you said. I felt different.
Is that so?
Yes.
And when Spring and John brings the law down on all of us, what then, Arthur?
Well, I guess we'll have another fight on our hands.
Loyalty, Arthur, it ain't. I had a goddamn plan! John, you are my brother. You are my son. I was coming for you.
They was talking of hanging me, Dutch.
They was talking. They was talking. And now they may come and hang us all.
Yeah, like you said, this is not like the party going after Sean. Yeah. Like at the beginning, you know, everybody went. Whole damn gang contributed to get Sean back, no matter what it was going to do to everybody else, because well, like Dutch says, because of loyalty. You know? That's part of loyalty. Is not just obedience, it's doing what you need to do for each other.
Oh, sorry. I was miles away, thinking of, I don't know.
Dutch said to tell you he and Mike have gone to Annisburg. Something about Mr. Cornwall.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Thanks, Mary Beth.
Yeah. Your plans got Hosea killed. Your plans are gonna get more people killed. And yeah, the whole, it's very Grima Wormtongue-like.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Oh, we ain't done yet, Abigail. Dutch seems...
To have lost his mind? And no.
Just be careful.
I don't have to be careful. I have you as a friend.
Aw. Nice. See, this is where I think Arthur's story really hits its most important part, where it becomes clear that it's not about him, because he knows he isn't going to survive it. He's got a terminal disease. He's not going to survive this whole thing. It's when he realizes that it's about saving the people around him that matter. That's when it becomes something more important. That's when he finds something more important to care about, you know? I'm going to change clothes a bit. I'm going to get out of the Britain. Keep that one on the horse. Keep that one on the horse. Not that. Not that. Don't like it. Don't like it. Chevalier's not bad. Chevalier? Heartlands. Ooh, I like the Heartlands. That's nice. It's nice for a hot weather one. The Gambler. What do you think, Gambler or Heartlands? I'm kind of torn between these two. Any thoughts? From a new warm weather look. Kind of like the Gambler. This is nice, though. Oh, yeah, that's right. So WizKid says, if you look back at his journal far enough, it's implied he was in love with Abigail, too. Yeah, because she joined the gang back when she was a prostitute. And Arthur was one of the various men she slept with in the gang. But eventually she settled down with John when she figured out that it was probably his kid, when Jack was probably his. That's basically how that went, more or less. All right, gambler it is. Sounds good to me. Cool. Gambler. Looking good. Looking real good. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Let's talk to, before we wrap for tonight, let's talk to Strauss and start doing a couple of those. A couple of his missions. Not exactly his missions, but missions having to do with him.
Mr. Morgan.
Herr Strauss.
How are you?
About how I look.
Okay. Are you perhaps available for some work?
Debtors?
Yes.
I guess.
Your commitment to your duties is admirable. You know, Mr. Morgan, you're... Well, I'm sorry for you. No, never mind. I didn't...
Look, Strauss.
You take care.
I ain't dead yet.
No, of course not. That's what I was saying.
The debtor, Strauss. Who owes you money?
Well, there's a deserter from Fort Wallace. Head to him first. They're looking for him out on the road near Three Sisters. Man's name is J. John Weathers.
J. John Weathers.
Then there's a miner over in Annisburg. He's called Arthur. Like you. Arthur Londonderry.
Jesus.
Family man, desperate, you know the type.
Couldn't one of the boys do this?
I tried. They lacked your... vigor.
Vigor, huh? All right.
Take care, Mr. Morgan.
All right, well, let's go and do that, I suppose. And hey, look, we are... Ooh, Edith Downs. Well, if we go too close to Annisburg, we're going to have to run into Micah. So let's not do that just yet. Let's go over here first. I think we should have time to do at least one or two of these. Maybe all of them. We'll see. I don't think we're going to have time to go and see Miss Downs just yet.
Yep.
Yes, by the way, yeah, Arthur's tuberculosis is almost 100% Strauss's fault. So, yeah. Not that he knew, right? I wouldn't say that he was, responsible for it, because he didn't know what he was getting Arthur into. He didn't know Mr. Downs had the sickness, yada yada yada. So, all right, fine. But he's certainly in some incredibly sketchy business that causes all sorts of these sorts of problems. What in the world is that? I have a letter. Oh, I have a letter. Oops, what? Come on. I tell you, Moose is not the most agile of horses. Certainly the most awkward of horses, but not the most agile. Alright. So let's see what this letter is, because I think I know what this letter is. And it's time for sadness. It's a sad time. Allie, wait until this letter is over.
You were
Trust me.
once very kind to Beau and myself, and it pains me to ask you to show us further kindness. But I have nowhere else to turn, and nobody else upon whom I can impose. I will, of course, pay you handsomely for your troubles. My family have turned quite mad and are threatening to send me away to stop my work, which they say is disgracing them.
This isn't what I thought it
As
was.
if their history of absolute moral depravity, utter debauchery, and perpetual drunkenness did not disgrace them enough. I must escape, yet I am kept prisoner here. Can you help? Most days I am to be found at the cabins on the plantation. The main house and all it stood for are thankfully no more. Yours faithfully, Penelope Braithwaite.
Oh. That's totally not what I thought it was. Anyway, but yeah, if you are going to head out, then good night, Kylie, and thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. We'll see you around. But no, that's totally not what I thought it was. I thought that was something else entirely. Something much more depressing, but it wasn't. So that was cool. So we might do that. We'll probably do that next time. One of the first things we do next time. But yeah, yeah. Good luck on the post. Let me know if you're at some point if you're having trouble finding the documentary I was talking about, and also let me know if it was useful. Let me know if it was helpful. I'm curious. All right, so let's go do our stuff. Let's do our work for Strauss. Oh, it's the Mad Preacher.
Hey there, partner.
He won't leave me alone. I asked him, but he won't. I'm feeling very abandoned. You know, very ignored. See?
You know what? Yeah, sure. If you guys want, I mean, it's quite a ride down there, but we should be able to make it at least to start it. I don't know if we'll finish it, but at least to start it, we should be able to make it there.
For a message, and he gave me the whole world, but no signal I can understand. All these people, and none of them quite right.
Still don't exactly know what's up with this
That's
guy.
very frustrating. The whole world.
Wasn't that enough?
No. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough at all. That's a problem. I'm so greedy. I'm awful.
Hey, well, that was strange indeed. Yeah, so, oh, right, I just remembered something else, too. Remember when we talked to that blind soothsayer beggar guy? And he said that we will soon receive a message, and on the other side of that message, don't worry, on the other side of the message is paradise.
Man coming in.
I think we know what the message was, and I think I know what he was talking about now, don't we?
Not exactly a welcome home party. Well, you would.
Nothing about this is a party. This is all rough. Alright, let's skedoodle. Let's get out of here. What does I say skedoodle? Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's go. Okay, so the soothsayer tells you that you're soon to receive a message. And then the other side of the message is paradise. So the message we received... Well, we received a message at some point during this game, in this stream. Namely that Arthur is dying of tuberculosis. I heard it and I was just... What in the world? Oh, hey, whoa now. There's some Murphys. After just murdering some people. There, okay. Some of these bastards. I'm gonna need to do some crafting after the stream. So what I'm thinking is it was because basically the quest was queued for finding out that you're dying of tuberculosis. And so that means that was the next major plot event that's going to show up. And so you find out that you're dying of tuberculosis, and so what does he tell you? Well, he tells you you're about to receive news, you're about to receive a dire message, and on the other side of it is paradise. Well, you find out you're dying, right? And you're rather honorable at the moment. I think I'm pretty sure that was the specific implication. So I think that's what he was talking about, and that was if it was, that was a really nice little touch there that really fits in with what is going on. Oops. Okay, that was...
There, girl.
Erica says, so it was just, you're gonna die and maybe go to heaven? I don't know, I feel like that's basically pretty presumptive that he's gonna go to heaven. Yeah, there's some more presumption of that as we go forward. He actually, he talks to, remember the nun? The religious sister who he helped to retrieve her crucifix with the brother as well? Talks to her again, too. And they have a really good sort of end-of-life conversation. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit, New Agey-ish, I guess, especially for a nun, but I do think it's overall good. Yeah, that will be in a while still, I think. The conversation with the nun. That's a while later, because that's when he's, like, on death's door.
Yeah, good girl.
And drifting. This is fun. But anyway, yeah, he helped a brother help some basically free slaves, and then helped a sister basically retrieve a crucifix that some local hooligans ran off with. Yeah, yeah, WizKid, I think that's a good way of putting it, right? Maybe it's like, hey, you're dying, but at least you know what's worth dying for. Yeah, it's a kind of clarity that comes with knowing that death is coming. Okay. And of course, thankfully, we don't have to wait until death's door to know that death is coming, because, well, it is. Regardless of how soon, we all know that we're going to die, and that's actually a really important thing with sort of keeping the right perspective on knowing how to live. Again, this is the theme of Memento Mori. Actually, I'll tell you what, I don't know, Erica, I know I've made you kind of follow it, but WizKid, have you followed at all the YouTube channel that Markiplier and Ethan, his friend Ethan, have been doing Unus Annus 1 year? Basically, it is entirely centered around the themes of Memento Mori, and if you haven't been following it, I have one. I'll put one video in particular that I thought was great in the description. It's one of the ones that I linked on the Facebook page a week or so ago. That I thought was absolutely wonderful. There. Eight hogs. WizKid says New Age ain't all that bad, and New Age is anachronistic as well. I don't quite mean that. I just mean sort of the kind of the over-reliance on uncertainty sort of thing. They just don't have everything as consistent as they would have you believe. Most of the New Agers I know are right. Yeah, I mean, I have some friends who are into some of that kind of stuff, and while a lot of it is wildly inconsistent, obviously, a lot of it is again, a decent attempt at what they, given their perspective, could never possibly understand, that sort of thing, you know? But yeah, I don't know if you've been following it. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is, the whole theme of the channel is Memento Mori. Right? The concept of the channel is that they will do one video a day for a full year. Yeah, one video a day for a full year. And then at the end of the year, the entire channel and all of the associated videos get deleted. And it's supposed to be never to be seen again. Of course, there's going to be archives of it and yada, yada, yada. People are going to do it. Of course they are. But the idea is that it is, it's kind of the temporariness and the finitude of life kind of encapsulated in a YouTube channel, which is really, really cool. I like it. I really like it. A lot of it's just really stupid YouTuber stunts and stuff. So the actual content is less profound than the idea, the overall idea. But yeah, it's really good. It is. It's really good, especially if you like dumb YouTube shenanigans. Hold on. Let me pause because this is actually relatively important. What Erica's having to say. I've seen way too many accounts of people getting out of New Age and how they were supposed to contact guiding spirits. You become a god, become your own god, etc. Yes, So I say that New Age is a decent or noble attempt at grasping for a mystery that they are not in a position to understand. That's true. The problem will then arise if they take it into a sort of magical direction. If they start believing the woo of it, and that can be a major problem, and that can open the door for things like demonic influences and such. So there's an innocent side to New Age, which is the kind of the trying to understand and to discover what's esoteric. Okay, that can be harmless. It's not always necessarily harmless. But then the active aspects of it, you're right, can be incredibly dangerous. So take my praise, or at least my very limited praise, with a lot of salt. Whisket says it has uses, but I'll stick with Jesus. It's a good move. Many of my friends are just into crystals and chakras, which are harmless, maybe. At best, they're worthless. I've no need to talk to the dead or become my own god. And I mean, maybe you can say there's something to something like chakras in terms of the physicality of the body, maybe. Here we go.
Patience.
There's nobody here, dang it, this is a race car.
Careful, man. That's dangerous.
Yeah, assholes. Jesus, did the ropes go? Run, Forrest, sprint!
Do they soak those in kerosene?
You're okay, girl.
Shh, okay. Shenanigans like they went on a camping trip, and a lot of it was just sort of like improv skits kind of stuff. Oops, no. I definitely don't want that. It's a piece of crap. Nothing to loot though.
Let's go, girl.
Yeah. Anyway, one of the most, like I said, one of the more recent ones, they went on a camping trip, and like did like pseudo mock wilderness survival stuff. How to set up a tent, and they did set up a tent with one of them blind, one of them deaf. Based on a stupid hypothetical scenario that they come up with just to see if they could do it, that kind of thing. So it was neat. So that kind of like wacky, challengey stuff. What was the thing they did today? What was today's? There's a video every day, like I said. Today's was apparently Markiplier did track and field in high school, and so he was teaching Ethan how to shot put. And that went predictably. No one got injured. I'm almost surprised. But yeah, still went predictably. Yeah, so Wizkid says some of them are certainly more Gnostic than others. Things like tarot or runes or scrying or whatever so long as you don't rely on it over much. I would say don't rely on it, again, at all, because that can either be empty superstition, again, at best, or, again, that's the kind of thing that can open the door to the divine, or to the, not the divine, the demonic, the opposite of the divine. A bird. Night bird. When it comes to crystals, I think there's something valid there, if only because magnetic resonance, how everything has its own vibration, I can see how one might make that logical leap. The vibration thing is the case with respect to resonant frequencies, but is not the case with respect to like active vibrations in things. Again, that is a kind of extrapolation that goes way beyond the physical properties of something, and into basically magic, what amounts to magic. So, yeah, I don't buy I don't buy crystals having innate properties aside from some crystals do have interesting physical properties. I mean, for sure. Right? We use quartz to measure time, for example, right? That's actually important. That's straightforward. But the more mystical side of it is superstition at best, really.
Oh, you came. You came. You
she gets
finally
spooked.
came.
I came.
Oh, thank you, you lovely, lovely man.
Calm down, miss.
Oh, come on, let's go. We ain't got a minute to lose. They killed her. They killed Miss Calhoun. All she wanted was a better lot for women, and they killed her, those pigs.
Who killed her?
I don't know. My cousins, probably, or Beau's. Well, you met them. They're animals.
I wonder
Not even
if...
animals. Monsters. Monsters, if God had lost all his powers of imagination. Can you please take me to the train station? Beau will be waiting.
I wonder how this goes
Why
differently
couldn't
if
he
you
come
kill her.
rescue you.
Well, if they saw me and him together, they'd lynch him and send me off to a nunnery. Or maybe they'd lynch us both. I ain't quite sure. They do
But you
so
can
love
kill Miss
hanging
Calhoun.
folk.
Where you heading?
Up to Boston.
Good. Yeah, I like you up there. Come on, let's go.
Of course.
All right. Let's go to Rhodes.
I'm in your hands. Just get me to Rhodes Railway Station.
Okay, let's try and get you a train.
Let's get out of here.
And Beau's just waiting at the station in the hope you'll show up, or I'll show up to help you show up.
He goes to there every day he can. Makes up some excuse or other. I said he would see me there one day soon, and today he will. God willing.
Well, if he's there, that's true love, all right.
I've hardly seen him since the rally. They watch me so carefully.
Yeah, WizKid. Miss Calhoun was the leader lady of the protest. Same one, I think the same one who's in Saint Denis. Who was often in Saint Denis.
You saw the house. And then Lee Gray and those boys killed. So much bloodshed. You'd think this could be a new beginning, but everyone left alive. They're even more angry.
Maybe anger's a complicated thing to let go of.
Something good has to come out of this awful, awful feud.
That's what I've been hoping.
Beau and I have to be better. Our families were here for years and years. Sometimes I feel like we can't just leave death and pain and ruination behind us.
Plenty before you have. Plenty will again. But, yeah, as far as it goes, get out, don't look back, and make something decent of your lives.
He's a good man, isn't he, Beau?
There are worse.
He's kind, and he's caring, and he's strong.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. He's a lot of things, but...
There he is. Oh, it's him. Will you ride on the train with us a little, just to the first stop?
Okay.
Fine.
Always equip those two weapons. Anyway, but yeah, so you can, I know you can do this, not because I've done it, but because Razor Fist, on his Red Dead stream, just so happened to hogtie her and put her on a railroad track. So I'm wondering what happens if you kill her. Oh, excuse me, miss. I'm wondering what happens in this scene. What happens if Arthur kills Miss Calhoun? If he's a little bit less honorable. Let's just say.
Sir, how can we ever repay your kindness?
Some of them jewels would do just fine.
Bo, Arthur's gonna join us. I think we need the support. Please, could you buy the tickets?
Sure.
Sure.
Thank you. We'll meet you on the platform.
Can I have 3 tickets to Saint Denis, please, sir?
Saint Denis.
Of course. Oh, hello, sir.
Hello, Alden. I hope all is well.
Not terribly, but good to see you.
Hey, cousin. No, hey, no, you leave us alone. Penelope, get back. Come on.
Excuse me, Alden. Here, get on the train. Get your bags, miss. I got this.
Come here, Yankee.
With pleasure, you goddamn fool. You want to come back here without giving you a whipping?
We should have done this last time.
Get on the train, Bo. Go to your woman. 4 fists and maybe 1 brain between you.
You're gonna get hurt, cowboy. Get him, Scar. That worked much. Come on, Arthur. Think that is his real name? Doesn't matter. He can fight.
Oh, Arthur, come on!
Oh, now there's only 1 of you.
Please get off!
Where's my hat? No, I need my hat. Going to nowhere without my hat. Oh, you have to hit these. All right, there we go.
Goodbye, Rhodes.
Hello?
Yeah, it's not too clear whether it would change anything really.
That is quite a family.
It'd be interesting.
I know. Charming to the last. Then again, my uncle used to keep his own half-brother as a slave, so what do you expect? Good manners?
My uncle used to say things were
yeah, I
better
guess.
the way they were, when he could rape and kill with impunity, and he didn't have to work a day in his life.
Both our families. There's good people in this county, but our families bullied them and drove most of them off, whites as well as blacks, all over this silly feud.
The gang too, honestly, for that matter.
Oh, my lord.
What? Oh, I think it's my second cousin.
All these goddamn cousins.
I think they found out about the jewels.
Keep your heads down. I'll deal with this.
Gun time.
Jewels? I knew you had some damn jewels.
They're coming from over the hill.
You must have all the jewels in this